Okay, hello there, everybody that doesn't know me. I'm Jordy Johnson at Carving Fusion. Here we got some sawdust in the way here, so let's get this sawdust and brush it into the corner here. So today's video is a shout out to good old Ben Studio on the Lake and Just Carve Rob. So let's get on to this carving here. You guys know that I'm not a a realist carver. I don't carve like animals and stuff like that, or real.
Hi, mate. So the new carving series that we decided to do, well, it was between basically three people. One was Jordy Johnson over at Carving Fusion. And then we had Ben at Studio on the Lake. And then we had Rob over at Just Carve Rob. And we had Calvin at
Subscribe
Calvin Carves,
if you want to.
formerly Calvin and Hobby. So to break it down, we looked at Jordy and we thought it's inventive, it's creative, and we like it. Well, he's a little rough for seventh graders if you're going to play it in a classroom. We had to figure a way to tame that down a bit. And then we had Ben over there at Studio on the Lake for this new series. It's a $1 billion contract for these folks. It's life-changing money. So Ben, we found he's a traditional carver with a great voice, but we got a problem in there because, well, his stuff is pretty normal until he interacts with Jordy or he interacts with Rob. So that was a third we had Rob to consider at Just Carve Rob. And, well, Rob is kind of like Ben. He's got 3,000 subscribers, like Ben does, and growing daily. But Jordy's got 35, so we've already got a built-in audience. And then we thought, well, maybe we should go with an up-and-coming carver, Calvin over at Calvin Carves. But when we looked at Calvin, we decided that, well, he's going to do fine all on his own as he grows up. He'll get his own contracts, and he's just not ready for it yet. Plus, he can't sign a contract. He's not 18. And then we looked at Rob, and we said, well, Rob would work. His stuff is interesting and creative, but it's with Rob, we've got the injury problem, so it's kind of like he'd always be on the injured reserve. I don't think he'd be able to fulfill the contract. I mean, sakes, what if he cuts his finger off in the middle of the series? And then we'd have to figure out another way to do it. Nobody wants a four-fingered carver. The optics don't look good for that. And like we said, Ben was too straightforward. So what we're going to try is we're going to go with Jordy. And then we're going to have a contract with Ben also. And let Ben do the Jordy voiceovers. Because if Jordy has a weakness, it's the voiceover. So let's go with that and see what happens. Voiceover test. All right, here we go. Hey, this is bandwidth. I messed that up. Can I redo that? All right. Hey, here we go. Hey, this is Jordy Johnson over at Studio on the Lake. God, I did it again. Okay. All right. I got it this time. Hey, this is Jordy Johnson with Carving Fusion. I know. I'll try it again. Hey, this is Jordy Johnson, and this is Carving Fusion. Let's get started. And so I like what we've got going. It was very nice. We've got that velvety voice over top of some fantastic inventive carvings. And we get the velvety voice, we get the guys like it, and the women sit in the background, and then just dream of that voice. So it's a little bit like Barry White. Barry White meets carving, Sam Elliott or something like that. So I think it's going to work out great. Let's go ahead and see what happens.
I should probably work at a used car lot and try and sell used cars because who knows, maybe Well, whatever. Hi there, everybody. This is Jordy from Carving Fusion. Today we're going to be working on, I don't know, some kind of animal, and see how it goes. We're using a Carousel 4000 today, and this is sped up 4,000 times the speed. And so what we got? Okay, so
Okay, so this is Jordy Johnson, and you're watching Carving Fusion. Got a little sawdust to clean up there in the corner. This is my fantastic station. These are a few of my friends. The spectacular Ben over at Studio on the Lake. We got Just Carve Rob, another good friend of mine, and they lost out on this new contract. So here we go. Here's a cutout that I did, and I put it on my World of Carving Fusion, and I asked people what it was going to be. And only a couple people were capable of figuring out what this was. Most of them said an elephant. Now, 3 people got it right. And as you're watching this, you may remember me from my old YouTube show, Just Carving Fusion. So initially I went ahead and put the center lines on this because everybody knows that we need reference lines on these things or they don't turn out quite right. Those tattoos are all from my younger days when I was a little bit less respectable. But now that I have this $1 billion contract, and I got to thank my producer, the producer's name is I Got Wood. And so he gave me a $1 billion contract. And now this is in all your homes. It's in all the classrooms. So let's start off like I always do with my fantastic shout out to the sponsors. There's a Carousel. And that Carousel is running in a Dremel 4000. If you want either of these things, you just go ahead and email me. And that's easy to get nowadays, and because I'll just send you one. I mean, I'm making billions and billions of dollars off this contract, and there's just no reason that any of you out there. So look me up on the web. Just look up Jordy Johnson. Carving Fusion. My old links in my YouTube channel still work, and just tell me you would like to get one of these free Dremel 4000s, and I'll send all that to you, and no problem, because I got billions and billions of dollars now. Life is good. So here you can see that I'm running this a couple times, like a gazillion times faster. Don't worry about that leg broken off. He really didn't need that anyway. And heck, I don't care. Do you care? Does anybody care? I don't care. Hey, we're just having fun here. And that's really what this is all about. Just having fun. So leg breaks off, make the other one shorter, just like a table leg. If you were to take a table and saw off one leg and it's a little whopper jot, just keep sawing those other legs off until that thing comes out like you want it to come out. Look at those magic hands. It took me a lot of years to figure this out. So, Calvin, you'll get it. You'll get it someday. And sorry, man, that they didn't give you the contract. And, hey, Ben, I'm sorry you didn't get the contract either. I mean, I like your stuff, but hey, once you're famous, I hope I don't leave all my friends behind. Just Carve Rob, he was kind of angry the other day when I talked with him that he didn't get involved in any of this, but, they kind of explained it. 2 or 3 fingered carver doesn't really work very well. So here I am, I'm rounding this whole thing out, and I'm using that famous Carousel, and like I said, you can get one of those. Just email me and tell me, hey, Jordy, send me one of these free Carousels, since you're a bazillionaire now. And I'll be happy to get that. Well, my assistant, I've got assistants now. They live in a trailer out back next to the production trailer. This sawdust, you can get a vial of this sawdust. I'll send that to you. I can't give you that free because the production company owns that sawdust now. And actually, they actually own this elephant. Maybe it's an elephant. You don't know. I don't know. Does anybody know? Well, nobody knows, but it's good looking. I'll tell you that. Hey, I did 2 of them. just because the production people, they wanted to. They said if you screw up one, then you'll have the second one. I don't agree with that, but yeah, they don't listen to me. I'm just the star of the show. So do you care? No. Do I care? I don't care. I'm getting $1 bazillion. So I did a leg in here. You can see I drew it. I've got 15 years of art college and graduated with honors. And don't expect your leg to look as pretty as that leg or that because I've got years of experience. That's why I got this big contract. Poof, just like that. You see how that worked? That's the magic of television. That's the way it works. Because this is going to be on every cable network around. And man, you got to thank those guys again. Those folks over at I Got Wood. Yeah, they helped me out quite a bit. So there he is. You can see 3 or 4 people, heck, I don't remember now. I have to check with my assistant, said that, hey, this guy's got, forget those guys. No, go check those guys out. They deserve a little help. Ben over at Studio on the Lake and Just Carve Rob. And also check out Calvin, although Calvin's going to make it big someday. I know he is. But hey, look at this. You ever seen anything quite like this? That's why I got the show. This is a spirit pig. And all I have to do is put that famous spirit face on there. And speaking of, everybody knows that I'm the spirit king. Ben says so over at Studio on the Lake. Rob says so. All the rest of those guys, they know me for carving spirits. So now that we got the new show, we had to branch out a little bit. And we had to do some pig stuff. Do you like it? I don't care. I don't care if you don't like it. If you like it, leave me a comment. If you don't leave me a comment. We don't like the haters here. So there's 1 and there's 2. Hey, here's the people that figured out what this thing was. Ben over at Studio on Lake, he said he figured it out too because of something I put in one of his comments on his carousel animal, but I don't believe it. I think he just jumped on the bandwagon after we were all done here. So I start with references, and these references are I purchased these, and it's $100,000 a photo, $100,000, but to get a good reference photo. And I get them from Photos R Us, and reference Photos R Us, and $100K for each one of those. But look how well this product turned out. And hey, I got a $1 bazillion contract for doing this, and wow, So I can afford those. I don't worry about that sort of stuff anymore. I mean, look at these. Each of these is I don't buy these anymore. Since I'm famous, they just give them to me. So if you want a set of these, you used to have to go to Amazon, and you used to have to go to my Amazon account and get those. And there's that famous Quetzal that I'll send you. But let me know too in the comments if you want me to send you a free set of those other bits. I'll do that too, because I'm loaded, man. I'm loaded. So here, try to help out the fellow carvers here. This is something that Rob did, and he's throwing stuff up on. He's doing a flying pig or something over there. But he's not doing a spirit pig. I love it. Do you love it? If you love it, sell it to you. Oh, well, maybe I can't sell it to you. I have to talk to the producers about that, because something they said was I think they own it now. All I get's a salary, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I own it. I don't care. Do you care? Does anybody care? Hey, here's hey Rob. Rob said he didn't like this razor tip because it didn't warm up fast enough. I found this to be a real high quality tool. It warms up amazingly fast. Let's find out. So 1, 2, 3. Go. There it is. Look how fast that... I don't know what happened. That's the first time that's ever happened. That has never, ever happened. So don't hold that against razor tip. Man, I don't know what happened there. Karma's terrible. So here's a new wire. Let's try this all over again. I think I've got a bazillion carving hours on another wire. So there we go. look how fast that winds up, Rob. Hey, maybe that's why you didn't get this contract. You gotta go with the flow, man. You gotta be easy going. You and Ben are just way too wound up, and you just don't have the artists go with the flow and let things happen and develop as they go along. So here's where the money comes in. This is what I'm famous for, and if you watch really closely, you'll be able to figure this out. I can't send you those razor tips because I don't remember where I got them from. I don't have any free ones, but all the rest of that. And since I'm famous, I'll go ahead and show you some stuff from these other guys. This was from Ben at Studio on the Lake, and it's a beautiful carving. I mean, it's probably one of the nicest pieces I've ever seen, and I really like it. There it is, and you get a little problem with his socks. That one's made by Just Carve Rob, and that sort of stuff. Hey, look at that, Still chainsaws. Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm famous and I got $1 bazillion, they just send me. I get a new Still chainsaw in the mail every day, practically every day, asking me to test it out. I've got a whole shed full of them. Remember that old tent I used to have out back in Carver? It's just loaded from the bottom to the top with Still chainsaws. So if you need a Still chainsaw, you look me up. You know, my old YouTube channel is still there and the contacts are good. Jordy Johnson at Carving Fusion, and just tell me, you know, just like the cuts all bits and the other bits. Hey, Jordy, send me one of those chainsaws, and I'll get my assistant to put that off in the mail to you. So, hey, this is working out really good for everybody. I hope this series goes for a long time. Look at that. That's that $100,000 pig in the background. So, Ben over at Studio on the Lake, he carved this carousel animal. And if you listen to the producer, it's kind of funny why they went with me instead of Ben. Ben's just carving standard stuff. I mean, nothing as unique as a spirit pig here with a carousel theme going on. So that's why I got this, and because of all that talent. But I don't care. Do you care? Nobody cares. Hey, it is what it is. Just do what you do it because you're having fun. But sometimes you get rewarded. So here's a carousel pig, and here's the paint. Now that I'm famous, I still use this dollar store paint. I mean, heck, it's only $1, and I got a gazillion dollars. They send me all kinds of fancy paints. I mean, Ben uses that Joe Sonia stuff over there. That's ridiculously expensive. You'd have to have you'd have to be rich like me and have a contract. But hey, Rob, he mixes it up and waters it all down. But I think Rob's a little cheap. No, I'm kidding, Rob. You're not cheap. Well, maybe he is if he waters it down, but I don't water it down. It's $1. I'll put this stuff on just as thick as can be. And hey, pink. Pigs are pink, right? That's just the way it is. So here's the way I paint this. I used to have these brushes for sale when I was done with them, and that paint tray, you know, and I would sell it to you for a large amount of money because it is famous and it came from me, Carving Fusion. But I can't do that anymore because those brushes are owned by the production company. So I can't do it anymore. But here's the pig. I don't know how you buy this now because I don't own it. Do you own it? No. Do you care? We don't care. I mean, I got $1 gazillion. So my life is good. I mean, heck, if, wow. I mean, so I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. So mix this up and always go counterclockwise. Why you go counterclockwise? Well, because I said so. And I'm the only one with the show. So if you go counterclockwise, it goes on better. And that's just the truth of it. And then you take a little off, and we call that antiquing it. I mean, it looks like if you were looking at this and I wasn't famous, you'd say, hey, man, that guy just muddied that thing all up, messed it all up. But you know what? I got the show. It's my show, and I don't care. Do you care? But, hey, we call that antiquing, us famous artists do. So there you go. Now you learned a lesson you didn't know before. And look at this. I mean, here's another one. This a a product sponsor of ours, Mod Podge. You can go buy their stuff. Hang on, I'll ask my assistant. We'll see if we can put it down there. Oh, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Hey, that's me. That's me as a worm. Well, that's kind of weird. I wonder where that came from. Huh. I bet that came from Just Carve Rob. Yep, in fact, I remember before I was famous. It did. Look at that. Is that sweet or what? Riding a carousel animal. So, see, I'm still throwing bones to the little people that are hanging around me. You got Just Carve Rob in the front ground there, in the background on the left. You got Ben at Studio on the Lake over there doing that. But hey, here's the way a carousel really works. Look at that. Is that sweet or what? And Rob's over there. He's carving wings on there, but he's following along, following my example. So there's a throwback to when I was not quite as famous as I am now, and have a gazillion dollars in a TV show and all the rest of it. And I'm telling you, Ben at Studio on the Lake, Rob at Just Carve Rob, and Calvin over there, Calvin Carves. He used to be Calvin and Hobby. Now he's Calvin Carves. And he's going to be famous someday. And Ben and Rob, you guys can be famous too. I mean, these guys have some flaws. But hey, maybe if this goes well, I'll be able to get both of you a contract. I mean, these shows have spinoffs and that sort of thing. I mean, a lot of the famous shows, after they've run about 10 years and I got gazillions of dollars, I might get tired of doing this, and maybe one of you two guys can sub in. I might even throw in this high-speed carving bench that I got over here. But hey, here's a bonus for you, and this is why you learn that, and how I think this is why I got the show over everybody else's. Look at this. This is a flying carousel pig. Who'd have thought of that? Well, I thought of that, and you know why? Well, I don't know why. Do you know why? I don't care. But hey, I got a gazillion dollars. Look at that. He's spinning around. He's rocking. That's hard to get that kind of motion in there. There's a special balance needed in that. And I don't spend a whole lot of time on it. It just works out naturally for me. So look at that. Is that awesome or what? Do you care? I don't care. Yeah, that's why they call me Jordy Johnson, and that's why I got a show called Carving Fusion. So, hey, there's my logo in the background. Hey, did you sign these? You should sign them. I don't know if I need to sign them anymore, since I really don't own them. But, hey, this guy is on a swivel. It's a big swivel up front, and I used to pick these swivels up from the dollar store, and I don't have to anymore, because the swivel people, that's the name of the company, Swivel People. Look how smooth that comes around there. The Swivel People, there they are. They send me these things free. By the thousands. So I can't help you balance this out and make it spin. But what I can do, if you send me an email, I'll send you one of these swivels. Or 10, or 100, however many you want. Hey, look at that. I got a gal who just comes in and cooks. Hey, thanks for watching. Now you know how we do this and why it worked out the way it worked out. So, welcome aboard. And, hey, thanks a lot. This has been Ben with Stu on the Lake, and we're just having a little bit of fun here. Don't send Jordy any emails. Don't pick on Just Carve Rob. I'm just having a little bit of fun here. I was down in Iowa, and I didn't have any footage left, so, and Jordy teased me with this video, so I thought I'd have some fun with it. So, hey, thanks a lot. This has been Ben with Stu on the Lake. Check everybody out.